Hello you guys and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So in today's video, we are going to be reacting to a Beachbody team call, or more so a call where Beachbody coaches are essentially trying to recruit people. And we're going to be able to see exactly what they say and how they say it in order to get people to join them, because it's a call that people can hop on in order to join, right? Or get more information about the MLM or about the company in order to join. So I feel like this is like another example of how people get reeled in, what it is that people say, and the individuals that are in this video are actually in the top of the company. I mean, like the lead person of this video, there's gonna be 3 different people talking. The lead person in this video is someone that has over 150,000 followers on Instagram and on her platforms. She is someone who's in the top like 10 of the MLM, and then the other 2 people are actually in her downline, so they are also, you know, high up there. So let's grab your coffee and let's just get right into it.
Welcome to our coaching webinar tonight. We're going to be talking all about how you can turn your weight loss journey into a paycheck as a Beachbody coach. I am so excited you're here. This opportunity is for women who are on their weight loss journey and wanting to earn an income by sharing their story on social media and being able to help other people along the way so you can have more time and money to do the things that you actually love. I'm so excited you're here. I'm guessing it's because you want something that has a lot of flexibility. You want to be able to work wherever, whenever, and have a job that you can fit around your life rather than a life that you were trying to fit around your job. You want to do something that's meaningful. You want to be able to make a difference and help other people. And you want to stop trading your hours for dollars and get paid based on the amount of people that you are helping rather than the amount of time that you're working, because there is a limit on the amount of hours that you can work in a day, but there is no limit on the amount of sales that you can make. This is not for you if you are not ready to hit the ground running. We have a new coach training that as soon as you get signed up, we're going to get you plugged into that new coach training, and we're going to help you every single step of the way. But you need to be ready to get started with that training as soon as you get signed up as a coach. And I have actually been a coach for 6 years now. So I quit my job after I had my first daughter, and my husband actually started working 2 jobs just so we could make ends meet. And we were living beyond paycheck to paycheck. My husband actually got a second job. And it was so hard. My daughter and I, we never saw him. I felt guilty. We didn't have any extra money to do anything. And I remember one month we were like, we want our daughter to be able to do swim lessons, but we couldn't afford it. And so we were like, maybe we can just eat rice for a couple of weeks and take the money out of our grocery budget. And I knew that was not what my vision for my life was. And it got to the point where I realized, you know, I'm going to have to go back to my full-time job so we can continue living the lifestyle that we wanted to, but I did not want to leave my daughter at home. And that was actually when I found coaching. I've been coaching for 6 years now, and I haven't looked back since. In the past 6 years, I have grown my business to a point where my husband and I are both now home full-time with all 3 of our kids. We have so much flexibility. I get to work whenever I want. As long as I have a Wi-Fi signal, I can work wherever I want. And it has just been such a huge blessing in our life. So what exactly is coaching? It is being an influencer for Beachbody programs and products. I'm sure you've heard of like the 21 Day Fix or Insanity, P90X, all of those things are Beachbody products. And just like you see people on Instagram saying, swipe up for the link to my shirt, we do kind of the same thing with Beachbody programs, but we take it a step further and we run monthly groups online to help people get results with these programs. So coaching has given me an easy way to build a business from home. So I could earn more income, and it has just been the best thing ever. And I'm so excited to share this opportunity with you. So we're going to break everything down, how you can turn your health and fitness journey into an actual income. And let's do this. Is going to kick it off with mistake number 1.
Hi guys, I'm coaching for 7.5 years. And this mistake number 1 is a big one that I made in the very beginning. When I signed up to become a fitness coach with Beachbody, I signed up through Instagram with a girl I had met, and I've never sold anything. I have a background in finance and economics, was working as sorry if you guys can hear my kids screaming, but I was working as a financial analyst. And so this was all new to me, especially even Instagram. And so I thought, like, when I become a coach, that I've got to become a salesperson. I've got to be pushing products. I've got to be sending these cold random messages, which I think we've probably all received, one of those cold messages where you're like, hi, I don't even know who you are. And I'm happy to report that we do not have to do that as coaches. One of my very first posts I did as a coach was like literally like a post that had prices on there. And I was like stunned. No one wanted to buy from me. I sent out cold invites to everyone that I didn't know and got no response. And it's like, well, that's why like people don't want to receive that. And frankly, it didn't feel good to send that. And so that was one of the first mistakes I made in my business. And when my business really took off was in the second month, when I realized people aren't just here to buy the products I'm selling. They're here to buy the results. They're here to buy the solutions. They're here to see how this can change their life as well. And so that's when I went all in on my health and fitness journey. I started doing the workouts, dove into the meal plan, started drinking Shakeology every day, and I started transforming. And that is when my business took off, is when people actually saw how this was changing my life, where I could share how this was so easy to fit in before my workout or before my work day. I work, 12-hour days. And so to be able to fit in a 25-minute workout in the morning was a game changer. And I didn't have to go to the gym after work. I could do it in my living room. and I only had to wake up 25 minutes earlier. So this is what people buy. We don't just buy the products we sell. And we've all done that where we post pictures of the products we sell, but that's not what we do. And our job is not to convince people to do this with us. It's genuinely to help or start changing our own life and share how this can change their life too. Because when you start sharing how this is going to change your life, I'm a mom of 3. And so being able to share how this has helped me bounce back, I'm not going to say bounce back, get back to feeling like myself postpartum, and being able to work out while my kids nap and being able to fit it in throughout the day, and how easy the meal plan is and how my family can eat with me. I don't have to be dieting. They don't have to watch mom dieting on the side, that they can do this with me and actually see how this changes my life. That's where the true success in this business comes. So it's not convincing people to do it with us. It's actually showing them how this can change their life by doing it ourselves. So your very first job as a coach is to become a product of the product and actually get your own results. And this is something I love because I joined as a coach when I was partway through my health and fitness journey. So I still had a ways to go. And I loved that I could do this alongside my clients. And my number one job was just to be getting my results, pressing play, eating healthy on my meal plan, drinking the shakes, and posting about it and sharing about how this was changing my life. And simple as that, people started watching, sharing, like following along my journey. And those were the people I was building connections with and able to invite them. It wasn't slimy, cold messages. It was people who was following along my journey, supporting me. And I could simply offer them a place to do this with me and get results alongside of me rather than watching me get results and then watching from the sideline.
First off, as we can clearly see, the bulk of the beginning of the call is talking about what? Being stay-at-home moms, how you can trade, you don't have to trade your time for money. And they give like these stories of themselves to try and relate to these people. So you can tell that they're trying to recruit moms, right? Whenever you watch any of these calls that are meant to be sent to people to recruit them, and the bulk of the call is them talking about how they're stay-at-home moms and they were feeling guilty, before they were able to find this like business, quote, business, that means they're trying to recruit moms when they say all of that. And it's just really annoying because I know there are a lot of moms out there who do want to stay at home, and 99% of the time, this MLM is not going to be the way for you to get to where you want to go when it comes to your financial situation. It probably is only going to take more money from the individual than it is going to give them based on the income disclosure statement. Then she said, so you have a job that you can fit around your lives rather than a life you're trying to fit around your job. For this MLM and any MLM, you are having to fit your life around the MLM. You're having to hop on calls at certain times. You're having your uplines host calls. You're having to schedule time out of your day, out of your life to do these kinds of things. You're having to cold message. You're having to do a bunch of things. It's not like they try and make it seem. She then said trading hours for dollars and getting paid the amount of people you're helping rather than the amount of time that you're working. The problem is when you get paid for the time that you work, in the end, it could be better because for most MLMs, you're probably not going to recruit that many people or get that many sales. So when you think about it, what happens when you only make one sale this week or you only recruit one person this month? I would rather be getting paid for the hours that I'm putting in, knowing that, hey, if I'm sitting at my computer right now, if I'm hopping on a team call, if I'm doing anything right now, then I'm getting paid for the time that I'm putting in. But instead, you have to work extra hard versus going to an actual job to even attempt to start getting paid for any sales that you're going to make. It's not as easy to make sales and stuff as they are trying to make it seem like, oh, you're going to get paid for your sales versus like your time. No, it's going to take you a lot of time and you're probably not going to get that many sales. Then they said being in Beachbody is like being an influencer for Beachbody programs and products. They then said, as you see people saying swipe up for my shirt on IG, we kind of do the same thing, but we take it a step further. I am so sick of this. Like I'm about to literally sit here and write into my content calendar that I need to make a video about influencing or influencers, affiliate marketing, all of that stuff versus multi-level marketing, and just have a dedicated video to it, because then I could just send everyone that exact video and be like, here's a breakdown of why it's not the same thing. I'm so sick of them trying to tell people that they're going to be influencers and use that kind of lingo just to reel people in. But for a lot of people joining, they're really, young. They're 18, 19, 20 years old. And these are the individuals that are growing up with social media. I'm turning 24 this year, and I grew up, with MySpace, with Facebook, with all of that. And by growing up with that, there are more people around, 18, 19, 20, 21 who want to be that. They want to be influencers. They want to get paid to make content at home and things like that. And by using that terminology and trying to make it seem like, oh, you're going even further than influencing or even further than affiliate marketing or taking it a step further. No, that's not the truth. That's not what's going on. You're not an influencer. You're not doing anything like that. You're in a multi-level marketing company being a sales rep for them. You are a sales rep for a multi-level marketing company. You either sell one of two things. You sell a lifestyle to recruit people, or you sell an MLM product to sell products. So it's literally not even close to what influencing is. And I'm going to do a separate video on that. I think I'll probably do it at the beginning of September for you guys. Okay, then she said, we don't have to cold message in the MLM. I'm just going to let you know, wait till like 5 more minutes down the line of this call. They're going to talk about being in people's DMs and like messaging people and, you know, following up with people. So you are cold messaging. What do you call that? So in my mind, when they say they don't cold message, what is it that you do? Because to them, they're going to be like, no, we don't cold message. We make connections with people. Well, how do you make connections? You go to their Instagrams, you go to their Facebook pages, you write under their photos and stuff like that, and you try and like recruit them into your MLM. So like, it's still cold messaging when you go to someone's Instagram and you comment on their stuff and then you message them. That's a cold message. It's messaging someone you don't know in the hopes of like, you know, recruiting someone or getting someone to sell your product. So just wait for that. It's coming up where they're going to tell you like they go into people's DMs. 2 more things. She said, our job is not to convince people to do this, but to actually show them. So for me, I think that this is like a key aspect of what they do and a key tactic to what MLM reps do, especially, you know, clearly the MLM reps that are speaking on this call. This really revolves around, you know, selling that lifestyle because they're saying our job isn't to convince people, it's to show them. But by showing someone, you're kind of selling this lifestyle. Exactly how they're talking on the call right now. It's kind of like selling a lifestyle to people and being like, oh, you know, this happened for me and blah, 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 blah. So you are convincing them. You're just doing it through telling your own story and whatever story you've concocted in your mind to tell people. So it's still trying to convince someone. Like I said, this call is pushing the mom card and pushing how they wanted something better and all of these things. So you're just trying to convince moms by having them kind of live through you. I hope that makes sense, but to me, that's really what they're doing. Yes, you are trying to convince people. Instead of trying to convince people by like begging them in their DMs, you're maybe doing it through your social media, through building these stories, through these calls and things like that. She then said, be a product of the product. So they are going to talk about the products, and I appreciate that because at least that shows me that they are using the product that they're selling. Now, with Beachbody, you guys already know, I have an issue with them in general. They are not personal trainers. They are not dietitians or anything like that. So they can really hinder someone's health in the long run, depending on the individual, or they could possibly hinder someone's health based on the information that they tell them. So I have like a separate issue with Beachbody, but I do appreciate them talking about the product. But something else I just thought of just now was, okay, so you know how they talk about that all the time, like be a product of the product, be a product of the product so that you can show people the products work. I low-key do agree with that. I feel like if you can show people a product works, they're more likely to buy the product. That's just like sales in general. But I feel like with uplines, when they tell you to be a product of the product, that consists of you buying products and that consists of you, you know, doing those kind of things and being more invested into the MLM. So in the long run, they're going to make money and even more money off you being a product of the product because of your sales. And then by that, they're going to benefit and they are going to get the results they want because what are you going to do? You're going to start believing in the MLM more because you start seeing results with like a workout program, which is going to make you want to recruit more people and build yourself up into the MLM because now you truly believe it like deep down. But with that, while you're on your journey to trying to, you know, be a product of the product, you're going to spend more money on sales, which your upline's going to end up getting team cycle bonus off of those sales. So let's keep going.
So I want to share about a couple of our teammates. She joined our team almost 5 years ago, and she was a coach on the left, and she was also a coach on the right. And she joined because she had just gone on vacation with her husband and was not feeling great. And when she came home, she was like, I got to do something about this. She had been following me, and again, because I was sharing my journey, she decided to join me because she wanted similar results and wanted to change her life as I had. And so she started as a coach and quickly started changing other people's lives along the way and was able to do this full time. She was a sign language interpreter. And I'll never forget on one of our coaching calls together, her telling me how badly she just wanted to be at the bus stop to pick her kids up every single day and not be at a meeting or, you know, interpreting at a doctor's appointment and missing those things with her kids. And so that's the result of her getting her own results and sharing her health and fitness journey. And the next question I wanted to share about was on the team. She's a lot newer, but her story is a little bit different. She was actually on her health and fitness journey, sharing it on Instagram and on TikTok. And so many people were asking her about what she was doing. And she realized like, man, I could be getting paid. I could be building a business by helping people rather than giving free advice. So she started being able to make money along her health and fitness journey and turn it into a business and help others along the way as well.
Really quickly, see, as you guys can see there, and I'm blurring out people's names. No one in this call is going to have their name up or screenshots of them up. I'm going to blur everything out and then I'm going to take out the names when anyone says a name. But as you can see, she just introduced 2 two people on her team to give examples of like, oh, this person, just wanted to be home, just wanted to be at the bus stop with their daughter. Like they're really trying to dig into the mom aspect of things to recruit moms. That's what's happening. And then by giving examples of more people on the team, it's going to help you to relate to more people. So let's keep going.
Hello, you guys. I have been coaching for, 5 years next month, which is crazy. So I'm going to share mistake number 2, and this is not helping your clients get results. So this can happen when coaches get incredible results of their own. They start sharing it, get clients to sign up, and then not follow through and help their clients get the results that they are looking for. So I'm going to share how not to do that and what they get when they sign up with you. So when they sign up, they're going to get what's called the challenge pack. And this gives them access to everything they need, all of the resources and tools they need to get started. So they're going to get access to Beachbody On Demand for an entire year. So access to things like Netflix of workouts, thousands of workouts. They're also going to get 2 nutrition programs, and courses that come from the nutritionists themselves. And what I loved is that Beachbody gave us all of these tools and resources to give to our clients. We did not have to do the workouts for our clients. We do not have to teach them the meal plan. They are given these tools and they get to go in and learn them and follow them for themselves. They also are going to get 1 month supply of my favorite supplement. So Shakeology is my superfood shake that I drink every single day. I am not regular without it. It helps me with cravings. I drink it right before for an afternoon snack. And there's also the performance line, which is, you'll probably hear this as Go-Go Juice. There's a bunch of names out there for it, but it's Energize, Liquid Gold. It's seriously how I now get up and I'm a morning person and get my workouts in. So it's a pre-workout and post-workout. So the Recover is the post-workout, which will help recover your muscles. So you're probably now asking, okay, well, how do I get these girls results and make sure they're getting the results they want? So again, we are there to inspire. We are there to show up just like they are. We cannot handhold them. So it is their job to put in the work to actually show up and get their workouts in, to make sure they're following the nutrition plan and learning all about it and diving into the courses that they are given and the resources and tools. But it's our job to inspire and support them. So we offer these virtual boot camps that are held on Facebook. You guys will get access to them as new coaches. So you get to put your clients in them and also be a challenger yourself. So think of it as a place where you're going to be showing up every single day that you got your workout in. You're going to be making sure that they're showing up as well. We share resources, recipes, fun, inspiration. We'll go live once a week, but it's your job as a coach to show up in these groups so that your girls are also going to show up. And it's your job to go in there every single day, comment, and cheer each other on. This is a community and a place that I love. This is where I truly make friendships with all of my clients and have a place to keep them and make sure I'm supporting them every single day. We also have access to this app that you will get that's part of the Beachbody On Demand app. And this is also where they can log their workouts. This is where they can log their shakes. They can log their meal plan. They can add their progress photos. It's another really great tool that we get as coaches to be able to help make sure that our clients are showing up. And so in turn, to help build your team, and you're probably curious, like, how do you grow that income? This is by, again, getting your clients the results that they're looking for. When they are in love with your groups, in love with the program, in love with the products, it just becomes natural that they then, in turn, want to start coaching themselves. They are probably getting compliments from family members or hearing that they are inspiring other people. And it just becomes natural that they want to start coaching themselves. And even if coaching is not for them, they will still fall in love with your groups, fall in love with the programs, get results, and want to be what we like to call Beachbody lifers and still be a part of your team and be a long life customer. All right, so I'm going to share 2 other coaches who are on our team as well. And so she is a mom of 4 now. And when she started, she was looking for just being a part of the challenge groups. And a year into it, she was seeing incredible results. She was loving the groups, loving the products, and was realizing that this is something that she wanted to start doing and start coaching. So at the time when she started to coach, she was just about going back to her teaching job and had a baby on the way. So she realized that this is something that she wanted to turn into a business and start helping others. And you guys will probably notice if you look at her Instagram following, it's not very high. So that just goes to show you do not need a huge Instagram following to grow a big business. And then we also have she as well was a challenger who was in the groups for a while before she started realizing that people were commenting and giving her compliments and people were noticing that something was changing. And I will say the income is incredible, but something about getting those messages every single day that you are inspiring somebody is seriously the best job and the best thing in the world. So figured out that she wanted to start coaching herself and start paying it back to others.
Okay, so let's talk about it. She said something about helping your clients get results. Like that's kind of like your goal. That's what you should be doing. That's what you should be focusing on, right? Again, that brings me back to my number 1 point I always have about this MLM and that I question based on my personal beliefs, like my opinions, is that it's very easy to help them not get results, right? And what I mean by that is not being truly, and I hate saying like truly educated because I feel like that kind of sounds rude, but when you think about it, if you're not a personal trainer and you haven't done the hours and the research and the certifications for that, you probably don't have the proper education to teach people. Maybe you've Googled some things, maybe you know common knowledge, like for myself. I know common knowledge on the scientific way to lose weight or to gain weight. I know that when you lift, you burn more calories than you do doing cardio. Like clearly you can find out just those like basic things about health and fitness, but when it comes down to it, like personally training these clients, I find it problematic because you're not truly educated on the topic. And again, no hate towards these individuals. I do these reaction videos to these calls and stuff like that to be able to spread, a different opinion, a different perspective, different facts, different, everything, so that people can see a different perspective than what's being shown to them. So there's no hate towards these people or anything like that. That's why their faces get blurred and everything like that. But it's like, are you truly educated on this topic to be able to give people results, be able to tell people, hey, we can all, have clients and our number one goal should be to get them results. It's a little difficult to do that when you're not a dietitian or you're not a personal trainer. And then you can actually hinder people in the long run by not being truly educated on these things. Then she said something that I had always heard when I was in Beachbody, the nutrition programs are made by nutritionists, dietitians, whatever. The programs for the workouts are made from, fitness professionals. I even said the same thing when I was in Beachbody because that's kind of just what I heard the upline saying. So I, interpreted the same lingo or whatever. So yes, the programs are made. Like for example, if you look at the fitness programs, 90% of the time, the person is like a personal trainer or something, right? And if you look at the nutrition plans, one of the individuals is an actual dietitian who makes 2B Mindset. And then the Ultimate Portion Fix, the individual says she has, background on nutrition. So yes, when you give someone the program, it's going to be made from individuals who have, proper education or education on the topic in general. But when it comes to relaying that to a client, what happens when the client reaches out to you and is questioning things like, hey, what did the super trainer mean by this? Or how often should I be working out? Should I be taking post-workout? Should I be taking pre-workout? The nutritionist said this, but what about my meal plan? Oh, but I'm still hungry on the meal plan that, is given to me by the program. Should I be eating more? Like the questions go on and on about things that could be asked of you. And it's like, that's where the problem lies, is that you don't have the proper education to like give them an answer back. And then also with that, a lot of these programs, in my opinion, are not for everyone. There is never going to be programs that are going to be for every single person, meal plan wise or fitness wise. It's better to, in the long run, clearly go to a personal trainer if you want to, because they can give you like structured workouts and stuff versus Beachbody, where you're not going to get structured workouts to your goals. You're going to get like a one size fits all plan, which in the long run isn't the best type of plan to go by. Because again, with the meal plans, maybe you're still hungry, because we went over it recently. If you watch all of my Monday videos, we went over it recently that, me on the Ultimate Portion Fix, I would be under eating by over 500 calories. So what happens when people are asking you those things? You don't have the proper education to give them the best advice. So that's why I always recommend just going to someone that can make you a dedicated plan, or talking to someone who can give you your calories and things like that, because then you can get a true answer on yourself personally versus these programs that are trying to fit every individual, when that's not how health and fitness works. But again, that's just my opinion on the whole health and fitness side of things. Purely just my thoughts, especially after being someone in Beachbody that was a Beachbody rep. That's just my thoughts on it. So next she goes, your clients getting results is how you build a team. Okay, so this goes to show that it is being taught in Beachbody by these reps that if you get clients, those clients equal your Beachbody reps or the people in your downline in the future. So be on the lookout. If you're a Beachbody client, be on the lookout in those groups for them to try and recruit you, because that's the ultimate goal, right? And you're going to see further, they're going to say more things, like further along in the video, they're going to say more things about that. They're going to say like more things about how to act in your accountability groups that you can recruit those people. So the goal is to do what? The goal is to say, hey, I'm going to get a client. I'm going to get them in this group. I'm going to make them so invested into the programs, into the, products, that they join and they already have that belief system there. And these MLMs thrive off of that belief system, right? So when you have that belief system already, you're going to be like, oh, I have the belief now. So you're going to go in, you're going to sign up as a Beachbody rep, and having that instant belief makes you what? You end up recruiting your friends and your family because you're so invested in it already. So yeah, that's the ultimate goal of the Beachbody clients, which makes me also question the whole thing of like, is it really about the products then? Because yes, again, these people do talk about the products a lot, but is it really about that if you're emphasizing the fact that, oh, just get people to like do the products because then you can recruit them, which equals dollar signs. So in the end, it's about recruiting. That's the thing going on in the back of your mind. Like, how can I recruit and how can I get the most out of these recruits? And it's like, oh, I can get the most out of the recruits that I get to sign up with the products first. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. And then the last thing she stated, oh, she was reading a girl's story and talking about it. And the girl's story talked about, you know, the fact that she didn't have a large following. So you can do it too, because a large following is something we talk about a lot when it comes to MLMs. You will normally see the MLM reps that are high up in the MLMs are ones that with very large followings on any platform, right? Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. Those are the people who normally get to the top because they have a larger pool of people to recruit. So in my opinion, yes, it is based off your following. If you have a larger following, that equals a larger amount of people to recruit. You don't have to probably sit here and cold message. You already have 1 million followers because all you have to do is post about it. People are so invested in you as a person that they believe and trust you, so then they join. So that's what happens when you have a larger following. When you have a smaller following, you normally start off with like your friends and your family and trying to recruit all of those people. And then when you recruit those people, you normally sign them up as like Beachbody coaches because then that is going to help you, you know, rank advance and everything like that. So let's keep going.
All right. And then the third mistake we see a lot of coaches make, which we are basically telling you how not to make these mistakes when you get started on our team. And again, we have a new coach training and you're going to be working with us. We have so many opportunities for you to learn that this is how you're going to be successful. But one mistake we see a lot of people make is not giving yourself enough time to have success in this business. If you hear of a get rich quick thing, like run the other way. Coaching is not that. You actually have to put in the work to make a paycheck. So my first couple of clients, and this is a picture of me as a baby and my mom. But I want to talk about my first couple of clients because my first month as a coach, I dove right in. I was desperate to start earning money right away. And so I did the new coach training like twice as fast as the recommended time because I was so eager to get started. And I started sharing my journey. I started sharing transformation photos. I went from never posting on Facebook ever. I didn't even have an Instagram to posting every single day. And I started inviting people to join my boot camps. And my very first month, every single person that I invited on social media turned me down. I could have easily said, nobody wants to do this with me and just thrown in the towel and quit. But I knew that it was going to take time. I knew that I had to build up my credibility. I knew that people needed to see what I was doing. So my first clients, my first month were my mom, my sister-in-law. I did Teach for America. So my roommate from that, my stepmom and my aunt. So those were all of my clients. And I figured, you know what? I want to do the program with them. I figured it would be fun, a fun way for all of us to hold each other accountable. But not only that, I was like, these are some close people to me. They can be my guinea pigs when it comes to coaching and I can practice coaching on them. And so those were my first couple of clients. Then my second month, I followed up from a few of those people I invited from Facebook my first month, and a couple of them signed up with me. The same thing happened my third, fourth, fifth, sixth month, and so on. So it got easier and easier as people saw that I was being consistent. I think being consistent is the most important part about coaching, showing up every single day so people start to build that trust with you. And after a few months of that consistency, my business really started to take off. But I thought around month 3 or 4, what happens when I run out of people? I don't have that big of a circle. I didn't have an Instagram. I only had a couple hundred friends on Facebook. And so what I did was I actually invested in my coaching business. I knew I wanted to make a full-time income coaching. And so as a business owner, I signed up to do a training on how to grow my Facebook. So this is not something that you will have to do, but I learned so much from that social media training. And the cool part about coaching is everything that we have learned, I know we teach to our team. So I was able to start my Instagram account, and over the past 6 years as a coach, I've grown to over 100,000 followers. I know there's over 150,000 followers, has over 10,000 followers. We have been able to grow our social media and also grow our business, and everything that we've learned to grow, how we grow our following, we will teach to you. So as you are working within your warm market is people that you already know, like, and trust. Like, just like I said, my mom and my roommate, as you are working within your warm market, you're going to start growing your social media following. So you will never run out of people. We have always consistently signed up over 5 people every single month in our business. And they are people that we have met on social media. So I don't ever want you to think that coaching is saturated or there's not enough people. There are so many people out there who need our help. So another coach on our team, she actually signed up to join my boot camp. And then 3 days later, she was like, you know what, I actually want to do this coaching thing. And so she was a coach here on the left. She started sharing her journey through her program. and got incredible results. She has also been able to grow her market on Instagram. She consistently signs up 3 to 10 people every single month. And because of coaching, she was able to quit her job as a hairstylist. And now she's home full time with her 2 daughters. And then she was in my boot camp for over a year and her results are insane. And every single month I was like, be a coach. Like, you are so inspiring. She was sending me referrals and I'm like, why don't you just do this yourself? She finally signed up to become a coach because she wanted to be able to quit her job as an accountant. And now she coaches full time. She's home with her 2 kids. She was a coach while she was pregnant with her second, and this is her results from her postpartum journey after baby number 2.
All right, so now you guys heard everything not to do. Now let's talk about summarize up kind of your day-to-day life as a coach. So number 1 is to share your journey. So we're going to get you started with a program, and you're going to just start sharing what it is you're doing, sharing, connecting, inviting, all the things that you're going to start feeling good. You're going to start using the supplements, and you're going to want to start sharing this with others. The second thing is holding your clients accountable. So as you bring on clients, it's making sure that you're helping them get results. So helping them so that you are building a team of your own or building a team of lifers that love your groups and want to continue month over month and helps you continue to grow your income. And then third is scaling your business by using social media. So this will be a huge part of it because, again, just like Natasha was just sharing, really being able to share your journey through these platforms so that you can share with others, invite, connect, grow your following, and be able to just kind of full circle, be able to share your journey and be able to show others what is possible and inspire others. All right, so also joining as a new coach, you're going to get access to our new coach training, and this is a self-paced training. I jumped into it right away. The sooner you get through it, the faster you're going to be able to kick off your business. So I think that's the cool thing, and I was excited to get started, so I went through it quickly in a day or 2. You're also going to get access to our daily activity checklist. And what I love about this is it gives you exactly what you need to be doing every single day. I am a checklist person, so tell me what I need to be doing to grow my following, to get my workout in, all the things which are those main checklist items that you need to be doing to be growing your business every single day. And I would plan on spending, if you want to be successful at this, I would plan on spending 1 to 2 hours every single day. Again, it doesn't have to be all in the same chunk of time. When I worked full time, I split it up and was able to work before I went to work, maybe a little bit after, but just if you plan on wanting to be successful at this, that is about the average time.
Okay, let's pause it here. So she said you have to put in work to make a paycheck. Thank you for someone finally saying this on a call meant to recruit people. Now, it did annoy me that right after that, they end up saying like, oh, you have to only work 1 to 2 hours a day. Well, if you only had to work 1 to 2 hours a day, it wouldn't be hard. 1 to 2 hours technically is not that much time unless you are like a parent and you work full time and like your kids are in school and then you got to do homework with them when they get home and then you got to cook. Like, I mean, you probably don't have a couple extra hours in your day. And if you do, you need to do it like taking care of yourself. But for like myself, for example, you know, I have 1 to 2 hours in my day and that is not going to be enough time to like get to the top of an MLM or be in the top of an MLM. These reps right here are spending just an hour of their day on this call. If you're spending just an hour of your day on a call, you then have to spend hours after that trying to get people to join you. So in my opinion, it kind of sucks. Like, oh, you have to put in all this time, like a paycheck's not easy, but it's only going to take you 1 to 2 hours a day. And like, you only have to work a little bit before work and after work. No, that's not the reality of how much you're going to have to work, especially when you get to the level where like you are hopping on these calls or you're hosting these calls yourself. These individuals that are hosting these calls, you see all the graphics they made? That didn't take 5 minutes unless you had an assistant make all these graphics and stuff for you. This took time, and then this call is over 30 minutes long. So that's more than 1 to 2 hours of your day. So I don't like when they say that. The one person said then her first clients were her mom, her sister-in-law, her aunt, her roommate, her stepmom. So this is proof you sell to your family. You sell to your friends. That's what you do. Next, the second month, she said, I followed up with people from the previous month that I invited. So didn't they say they didn't cold message people? Then how did you invite people to join your MLM? How did you follow up with people? You sent them a DM, right? Or you sent them an email or however you've been contacting them. So that's cold messaging. She then said she invested in her coaching business. She did like a Facebook training. That really sucks because I know those Facebook trainings are like thousands of dollars sometimes. And to me, it's just not worth taking those trainings, honestly. You can find a lot of information online. If you are someone that wants to grow your social media platform, you can find so much information online. You more than likely don't have to pay for like those extra courses and stuff. They then said, I have over 100,000 followers. One other individual has 150 over, and then one of them has over 10K followers on Instagram. That's a large following. So as you can see, there's a trend. They tried to make it seem like, oh, you don't need that many followers to get to the top. But like if these chicks are at the top, you need somewhat of a following. And it is really hard to grow a following, especially on Instagram nowadays. I feel like Instagram is one of the hardest platforms to try and grow on, especially with them changing their algorithms and stuff all the time. They make it so difficult for people to grow a following. So it's going to be harder longer than they let on. Okay, and then they talked about a checklist. So they said you're gonna have to do a checklist every day. I've done this checklist, so let me put on my glasses. My eyes are bothering me when I look at my screen. But okay, here we go. This is the checklist that she was talking about where you only have to spend 1 to 2 hours a day. But Beachbody actually made this. This is called the Success Club System Business Activity Tracker, or the Daily Business Activity Tracker. This is what Beachbody has made for you and what Beachbody itself is telling you to do in order to grow. So number one, you have to be proof the products work. So you have to work out and drink Shakeology, and then you have like your little checklist. You then have to connect, invite, and follow up. So it says it takes 20 minutes for you to initiate connections and add followers. It'll take you 10 minutes to do a social media post that showcases the benefits of your healthy lifestyle. Then number 3, it says to update your Instagram stories throughout the day, normally 2 minutes or 3 minutes per post. So they want you to post about things like your daily life, workout clips, product uses, but no name brand shown. They want you to do healthy meals or meal prep, invitation, promoting your groups, and then recognitions and shout outs of your team. They then want you to spend 25 minutes responding to all your new likes, comments, and views. So all the people who like your photos or comment on them, you're supposed to respond, or you're supposed to like message them separately, DM them. Then it says invite at least 5 people to join a challenge group or to learn more about coaching. Take 15 minutes to do that. Then another 15 minutes to follow up with people you've invited. Then you're supposed to contribute to your challenge group, recognize achievement, and engage in personal development, another 15 minutes. Okay, so I just calculated all of those hours. That's about 2 hours of work just right there. Not even including how long your workout takes. So they're saying, you know, be a product of the product. You need to do your workouts every day. How long are your workouts? Are they 30 minutes, an hour? How long is it taking you to go do your workout, you know, screenshot that you've done your workout, go into your accountability group, then from your accountability group to respond to all the people who have already logged their workouts for the day? That's not even added up into here. So how can they say it'll only take you 1 to 2 hours a day, but then they tell you you need to follow this checklist that is going to take you over 2 hours to complete all of this stuff? So no, it definitely takes a lot longer than they let on, in my opinion. So let's keep going.
So now let's get into the nitty gritty of how you earn income, because I know for me, when I signed up, it was like, I at least want to be able to earn my money back. That was my biggest thing. I never really anticipated a big business, but it kind of took off from there. So I want to share how you start earning money as a coach and kind of what the progression looks like. So very first thing when you sign up, the first way you earn income is through commission. So as a coach, you get 25% commission on everything you sell. So we talked about like those boot camps you run or the challenge groups you run, everyone gets a challenge pack to join those. And so you earn 25% commission off of those. And so it's roughly about $50 every single time you sign someone up for those. Can be a little bit more depending on the package that they get. But every single time your customers reorder every single month, I know a lot of my customers order Daily Sunshine for their kids. They're ordering Beach Bars. They're ordering Performance Line. They're also ordering Shakeology. A lot of my customers, their spouses are on board too. So they're getting 2 of everything. So everything that you sell, you get 25% commission on. And I also want to keep it in mind, we got Body coming out, which is our live platform. We also are going to be able to sell bikes. So the mixed bikes, those are coming our way. They haven't said exactly what the commission breakdown will be for those, but we get to earn income on all of that stuff. So as people are getting the Body subscription and doing, I think it's $20 a month. And I actually think we make 40 or 50% commission on those subscriptions every single month. That's a huge way to also be earning that monthly income as well from your customers and the things that they order. So the second way is through Team Cycle Bonus. So once you become an Emerald coach, which we'll talk about in training, but that is 2 coaches. So my very first coach was my husband. My second coach was a friend that wanted Shakeology at a discount. She didn't work the business, but 2 coaches. You start earning Team Cycle Bonus. And I know I quickly decided I wanted to work this business and really go all in and quit my full-time job. And I had a decent income at my full-time job that I had to earn. And I went to my coach and I was like, how in the world are these coaches earning 6 figures? Like they must be making a ton of sales. And she was like, no, it's Team Cycle Bonus. So once you start building your team, you get a separate bonus. We get paid every single Thursday. And this bonus is calculated based on the volume that your team produces. So as you start to have coaches join, customers that are getting results that refer their friends, and they start building teams with you, that is where your Team Cycle Bonus really starts to grow. And your business will start to take over as more Team Cycle Bonus than commission. And then the next way you can earn income is also matching bonus. So when you have leaders on your team, so I started earning matching bonus around like 3 to 4 months into the business. And this is where you get like a 10% bonus, and it's a separate bonus, but it's an actual bonus from, so if your coach earns $100 of Team Cycle Bonus, you get 10%. So you get extra bonuses for helping your team and helping your leaders become leaders on your team, which is a great way to start earning additional income. And then the last way to earn income is through quarterly bonuses. And so most coaches start earning this about, they're probably 1 year into the business. And so when you have 2 leaders on the team, you start earning these. They start around like $700 to $900, and they've been as large as $80,000 a quarter, you guys. So they go up very, very high. And I remember hearing that going like, okay, what do I have to do to hit that? And that is having 15 leaders on your team. So I just want to keep in mind, like, this is not thousands and thousands and thousands of people that you're signing up. It's really just helping people get really killer results and then helping them do what you're doing as well. So we, because of the FTC, cannot share our direct incomes with you guys, but I did want to show you guys this. This is the Statement of Independent Coach Earnings for 2020. So Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from the Team Beachbody Coach opportunity. Each coach's income is dependent on his or her own efforts, diligence, and skill. But I wanted to show you guys this because I came into network marketing 7.5 years ago with the mindset of like, maybe I'd earn $15. And I just want to show you guys the potential. So if you guys see here on the Star Diamond level, I mean, the low is 3,000, but the high is 3.2 million. And all the girls you saw here today are also Star Diamond coaches. So I just want you to see that that's where we're at. We built our businesses up and we can help you guys do the same. But I just wanted you guys to see the potential. And I also want you to see, like, it really is dependent on your efforts in this business. Signing up as a coach does not mean you just automatically earn a paycheck. But, you know, we built our businesses. A lot of us built our businesses while working full-time jobs. So it can be done.
Okay, y'all, let's get into the nitty gritty. We're talking about income in this section. So she was correct. Everything she said about like the fact that you get 25% commissions on sales, everything like that. I have people ask me sometimes, is that like an income claim? It's not. Like, they're actually telling you how their compensation plan works. And that's just a fact. Their compensation plan is how their compensation plan works. So there's no issue if they ever talk about like, oh, you can make, 25% off sales. Now, if they say, oh, we guarantee that you're going to make this amount of money, or this is how much I make, that's where things get, shady. But when they say things like that, like, oh, once you hit this rank, you can start earning this, that's just a part of their comp plan. So first off, she says team cycle bonus. So team cycle bonus is essentially when you hit the emerald rank. When you hit the emerald rank in Beachbody, you have one coach on your left and one coach on your right leg, because they have a binary compensation plan. So they have two legs essentially that make up their, coaches or their downline. When you get team cycle bonus, you can only get it if you recruit people. So once you recruit people, you are now going to start earning like a cut essentially off of what your downline does. So when your downline recruits anybody and, those recruits buy products, when they buy products, you start to accumulate points that turn into money. So that's kind of how that all works. So this is highly promoted in Beachbody because she said, that she signed up her husband and her friend. That's how she got to Emerald, which is how she started earning that team cycle bonus. They really are going to mention a lot, like the Beachbody reps themselves, that you should sign up your spouse and you should sign up friends and your family and this and that. But the problem I have is I did sign up my husband. I fell into the trap, y'all. I did. So I signed up my husband. But when you think about it, logically, when you're out of the MLM and you stop listening to these people, these uplines, why would you pay double? Because now when you sign up your spouse, what are you doing? You're paying a $15.95 fee for both of you guys now, unless you're military, then you don't have to pay the fee or whatever. But if you're not military, you're now spending about $16 US dollars. In Canada, it's about 20. Other countries, it's more than that. So now you're going to be spending $15.95 every single month just for the two of you, but you have to pay that, right? Your business fee is what they call it. Then you have your staying active fee, or, your Success Club fee, which is you buying products. In order to qualify for Success Club, things like that, you're gonna have to spend $90 or more dollars. That's a lot of money. That's both of you guys now. So instead of just you at the beginning of the MLM, you're now spending for the both. So think about that. You just got into the MLM. You're not even at Emerald rank yet. You're probably barely making any money in general. And now you're spending over $230, because I did the math, $230 just on you and your spouse to stay active and be a part of the MLM, in the hopes that one day, both of you guys can build teams. And what ends up happening, if you guys aren't familiar with it, this is not allowed. So if you actually see someone doing this, report them. But a lot of the times when you sign up that spouse, they talk about it a lot, because what they want you to do is when you sign up the spouse, they want you to start putting people under them. Now, I will say, if Beachbody finds out and they actually know this is happening, they will essentially cancel your account. I watched one of my friends get their accounts canceled, or their mom's account, because they were trying to use their mom's account. So they will. If Beachbody actually thinks that something's up, depending on the person, they are going to cancel that account and shut it down. So I have personally seen them do this. Now, do I think they do this with everyone? I don't know. I'm not behind the scenes. So personally, I don't think so. But what people are going to try and do is sign up their spouse, that what they can end up doing is, if they get to the top of the pyramid, as they're building and recruiting people, they can recruit people under their spouse and under them. Which, what does that do? That makes you double dip, because now you're earning team cycle bonus under you and your recruits, but you're also earning off your spouse. So you're getting team cycle bonus from your spouse, and then your spouse is earning team cycle bonus themselves because they have a team. So you end up earning kind of double, essentially. You double your income that way if you get to the top. But it's against the rules. It's not allowed to happen. If you see that happen, or if you see someone saying that they're controlling someone's account, please screen record it, screenshot it, send it to the FTC, file a complaint. I'll link it down below. Or actually, email Beachbody compliance, because I've seen people's accounts get taken down for this. Not their actual main account, but their spouses, their family accounts, if they are controlling it. So you can report them, and hopefully Beachbody will continue to cancel those accounts that they become aware of. Then they said, and this got me because this just goes to show what these MLMs are about. Oh, the one chick was like, oh, I asked my upline, how are these coaches earning 6 figures? They must be making a ton of sales. The upline goes, no, it's through Team Cycle Bonus. The only way to get Team Cycle Bonus is to recruit. And when you earn Team Cycle Bonus, it's by recruitment. It's by your recruit spending money. So again, everything is incentivized by recruiting. This proves my point. And the fact that a top MLM rep, the one that was talking right there, was the one that's in the top 10 right now. Literally in the top 10. And this person is admitting that even her upline told her this, which means she's teaching her team this because she's already saying it on calls trying to recruit people, telling them that literally recruitment is the money pot. Recruitment is where you're going to see most of that money. And she said it's true. Once you get to the top, you're going to see the bulk of your money come from Team Cycle Bonus. What does that tell us? Because it tells me something that they don't like to hear. Oh, and let's get into the nitty gritty, because she talks about the quarterly bonus. So I don't really like that she mentioned this, and I'll explain it. So she said the quarterly bonus happens normally around your 1 year being in the MLM, where you have 2 leaders under you. The bonus starts around $700 and can reach all the way up to $80K. And this means you don't have thousands of people under you. Let me tell you. If you're making $80K for a bonus, that means you have to be at the 15-star diamond rank. So yes, you're going to have a whole crap load of people in your pyramid. Then she goes, it normally happens around 1 year. So let's go over how you even get to this point, right? Because she tried to make it sound like it was such an easy thing. It happens usually around the 1 year mark. You only have 2 leaders under you. You shouldn't even explain what that meant. What that means is you have to hit the 2-star diamond rank. So what she's talking about is the star diamond leadership bonus pool, essentially. So Beachbody says each year Beachbody sets aside 2% of the total company TV, which is paid quarterly to their top producing active and qualified star diamond coaches. Each of the qualified star diamond ranks share equally in the star diamond bonus pools in which they qualify to participate. Each of the 4 different star diamond leadership bonus pools is funded with 0.5% of the company's total BV. Now, how do you qualify? You have to qualify for this. You must maintain your rank for the whole quarter. So the whole quarter of a year, you must maintain that rank, which is not an easy thing to do. If one person quits, you can lose your rank, right? Or if one person doesn't buy the amount of products you need them to buy for them to stay active, you lose your rank. So it's not easy to even get into this bonus. She's trying to make it seem oh, you just need 2 leaders under you. It's not that easy. Technically, yes, you need 2 diamonds under you to make you a 2-star diamond, but no, it's not that easy. You could easily drop your rank. Now, if we want to go even further into this, we could look at Beachbody's income disclosure statement. So looking at Beachbody's income disclosure statement, only 1.4% of Beachbody reps even get to the star diamond ranks. And normally it takes you years to get there in general. Because if we look at the ranks before that, they do have on Beachbody's 2020 income disclosure statement, they do have the average tenure, the average amount of years that someone stays in a rank. So the average years someone stays in the emerald rank is 4 years. That alone is the bottom of the bottom. That's the bottom rank, right? Besides the rank you come in as. Then ruby coaches normally stay there for 6 years. Diamond coaches normally stay there for 5 years. So think about all of these years. You're spending normally years in these ranks before you even get to the star diamond rank. And then when you get there, only 1.4% of people are even in that rank. Now, people don't normally realize that Beachbody has 15 star diamond ranks. When you look at their income disclosure statement, they only show 1 spot for star diamond, but it's 15 ranks in one. And it really frustrates me that Beachbody doesn't separate them, right? They don't put 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, all the way to 15 star in the income disclosure statement separately so we can see the true amount of people that are in all of those ranks. They just take 15 ranks and put them in one. So when you actually break it down, how many people are in those higher ranks, right? Very, very slim amount of people. So it's probably not something that, like she said, happens within a year or whatever. It's not something that's easy. It's not easy to qualify for those bonuses, and it's not likely based on the income disclosure statement, based on what we're seeing. Oh, and then one more thing before we go into everything else. I thought it was insane. Okay, so she goes and she actually shows the income disclosure statement, which, can I give her Applause for that. Thank you. Thank you for making people aware of what an income disclosure statement is, because when I joined the MLM, I wasn't told this and I wasn't taught to teach people what an income disclosure statement is. So it's very typical that, you know, maybe an upline may not tell you what that is or whatever. So I like that they put a whole screenshot up of like what an income disclosure statement is. But then she talks about the high earnings potential, because if you look at the income disclosure statement for the Star Diamond rank, the average earnings is $116,000, which is a lot of money in a year. That's 6 figures. And then the high earnings is 3 mil. So she just goes, oh, and the high earnings is 3 mil. You know, it's possible for everybody. But like, you didn't even talk about the fact that only 1.4% of people get in that rank. You didn't even really talk about any of the ranks before that. And you also didn't look at all ranks, you know, earnings, because if you go to the bottom of this income disclosure statement, they actually take all of the ranks and they get the average of all ranks. So it would be like taking this whole chart, adding all of the numbers together from every rank possible, and then getting how much money on average does just a Beachbody rep earn in general. And it's low earnings, $0. And then the average is $3,000 a year. So like, you didn't even talk about any of that. You didn't talk about, oh, all ranks, you know, make an average earnings of 3,000. You didn't talk about the fact that Star Diamonds only have 1.4%. And then you didn't talk about anything else, like nothing else. So I don't know. I just thought it was funny how she didn't go over like anything else. So let's move on to a little bit more. We have a couple minutes. How long do we have? I feel like we still have a while. So yes, let's go.
So your very first monthly goal as a coach is to start with just helping 3 to 5 new people. And the goal is to do that every single month. And like Tasha said earlier, like we've done that every single month. I promise if you are still working and showing up, you will not run out of people. But this is our goal. Again, not thousands of people or even hundreds of people a month. It's 3 to 5 new people every single month, which is going to help you be profiting from day one. And also will help you get that first promotion. So you're starting to earn that team cycle bonus every single week as well. Then your 3-month goal is to hit diamond. So this is the top 1% of the business. And our goal is to help you guys do that within your first 3 months as a coach. This is having a team of 12. Okay. Again, not hundreds or anything like that. And your other goal is to hit success starters. So when you are helping 3 to 5 new people every single month, you're actually going to automatically qualify for success starters, which means you're going to actually earn your free ticket to join us next year in St. Louis for our actual summit event. So we will be in person next year. And then your 1-year goal is, our goal is to help you guys start earning those quarterly bonuses. And that starts at 2-star diamond, which I know means nothing to you guys, but our goal is to help you guys start really maximizing the compensation plan. So you're earning the matching bonus, the quarterly bonus, the team cycle bonus, and you're earning commission at that point.
Much as the income definitely drove me to start this business, the other thing that really I was excited for was the community and the friendship. So you guys will see these are several pictures from other retreats or trips that we've taken. We also just came back from, you guys got a little preview into what Summit in Arizona looked like. Sisterhood, seriously, some of these girls are my best friends and I talk to them every single day. We work on Zoom and it sounds kind of crazy, but meeting all these girls from Instagram or social media, now becoming best friends and being able to take these trips have seriously been incredible. And the fact that we are, that we're all driven and we all have the same goals and come together to be able to work towards these goals that we have. And we have so much in common.
So I'm going to talk about getting started. And I think this is the coolest part. So your only cost to get started as a coach is getting a challenge pack. So we talked about the challenge pack earlier, which is an entire year of Beachbody on-demand streaming. You're going to get our nutrition programs and you're going to get either a month's supply of Shakeology or Performance Line. Also, you're going to get early access to 645. So 645 is the new program coming out. We are starting it as a team on Monday. It is a 13-week program and it is the perfect time to start as a coach because you get to start your program day one and share all 13 weeks, share your progress along the way. But your only cost to get started is investing in yourself. After your first month as a coach, there is a $15.95 coaching fee. And this covers hosting your website. You don't have to keep any inventory. Beachbody takes care of all of the customer service, any technical support that your clients need. And you get this $15.95 fee waived if you are military, veteran, reserves, or the spouses of those military. And that's the US military. Also plan on spending about $100 a month to keep yourself active and on your journey. This cost is for either Shakeology or Performance Line. It's important that you are using the products because you're going to have a very hard time. If not, it will be impossible to have other people buying these things from you if you are not doing it yourself. But like earlier, your goal is to help 3 to 5 new people every single month. If you are hitting that goal of helping 3 to 5 new people, you will be earning enough to cover that $15.95 coaching fee, plus your products, plus you will be making a profit. So that's why we have that goal of 3 to 5 people. It ensures that you are moving your business forward. You're also going to get a 25% discount on everything, which is a really nice perk. So it is time for you to start creating this life of freedom that you want. Enrollment is now open. So what I want you to do is if you are ready to get started as a coach, email whichever coach invited you to this info session tonight and tell them if you want to get started with Shakeology or Performance Line. After you let us know that, we will send you a link to purchase your challenge pack and to get enrolled as a coach. And then once you get signed up, we are going to get you enrolled in our new coach training right away. The training is designed to take 7 days. Some people finish it much faster though.
So we only have one more portion left after we talk, which is their Q&A portion. But first off, she said, our goal is to help you really maximize the comp plan and, you know, her goal to get you to the quarterly bonuses. Again, quarterly bonuses only happen for like 1% of the people in the MLM. And then to even get to like those high up quarterly bonuses, the ones that are making like $10,000, $40,000, 80, like she said once before, you have to get to like a 15-star diamond rank. That's insanity. And then when she's talking about like maximizing the comp plan, it all revolves around recruiting. And the only way to make an income really, truly, even as she said before, even her upline would tell her that, you know, oh, the people making 6 figures, they don't do that through sales. They do it through Team Cycle Bonus, because in order to get these bonuses, you have to recruit people. And most of the people under you, unfortunately, end up not making much money. So they end up losing money if they're staying active and stuff. So far, yes, they talked about the products. Even people buying the products, as we see, equals recruiting. You're going to want to recruit them. And then you're going to want those people to recruit because you want to get all of these extra things and all of these extra bonuses, which revolve around recruiting. So everything leads to recruiting people, not to, you know, just signing people up with products and hoping for the best. Then she talked about spending $100 a month on the products. Yes, to stay active, you do need to do that. She then talked about the $15.95 fee, which was correct. And then she said, if you hit the goal of helping 3 to 5 people a month, it'll cover the costs of like your products. Let's break this down. If you sign 3 people up, it's normally around $50 for commissions per person. So to sign 3 people up, you're going to make $150. But before, we talked about the fact that you at least have to spend $100 to stay active. Then you have to spend $15.95. So what, you're only pocketing what, like $25 if you haven't bought anything else, if you haven't went on any trips yet or anything like that. And then with that, if you sign up your spouse too, how much money are you really making? That's why I find it really important to check out the profits of what you're making, or checking out your profit, right? Looking every month, what are you making and what are you losing? And then what is your profit out of that? But let's just continue. So the ending is just going to be her answering questions, or them answering questions, like a Q&A. And I did cut out some of the Q&A questions because one of them was like, how do you sign people up? So they go over like, oh, you add things to a cart, and like not really many things that we need to talk about. So I cut out some of the Q&A questions so that we could just go through this a bit quicker. So I left in the parts that I found important. So we have about 5 minutes left or something like that. Yeah, let's watch.
What I want you to do now is there's a Q&A box. You can open that up and type in any questions that you have.
And there's also another question here that what does the new coach training look like? Is it directly through Beachbody? So this is really where all the teams of Beachbody are totally separate. So our team, I'm sure you guys hear that teams are ranked certain amounts in the business. So our team is out of the entire network in the business. So out of 400,000 coaches, we are number 6. This is because we have our own trainings. We have our own stuff. So the training was designed by us. It is stuff that we have learned over the last 7+ years, and we think is exactly what you need. And it's going to teach you how to get, you know, little things set up like direct deposit, how to access your back office, but it's also going to teach you how to make that first post on social media, how to announce yourself as a coach, how to start inviting, what should you say, also how to actually sign people up. So we're going to take you through every step of the way. And that is the main focus. So I know a lot of people join on and aren't sure what the process looks like, but that's your number one focus as you join as a coach. Then we typically do one-on-one chats, but also we sometimes do new coach chats, and we'll put you in a chat with other new coaches so you can ask questions and such. But really, you guys, like, we look at you guys as business owners, and you got to come in here and get what you need. So if you have questions, we're going to expect that you ask them. We will guide you along the way. We'll give you all our tips and tricks, but also, like, I want you guys to be hungry business owners that if you have questions, if you need advice, that you come to us and say, hey, I need to figure out this, tell me what to do. But we are here to give you everything. We also have a team page that you'll get access to as well, where you can ask questions in there, connect with the team there. You'll see like ranks every Thursday get announced in there, team calls, anytime we have things like that you can join onto, you will see in there as well. But again, it's the new coach training. We have other masterminds and stuff after that, and we have calls that you can join. But number one thing is getting through that 7-day coach training to start. And then the rest of the stuff will happen after that. The next question is, what if you don't help 3 people?
We get this question a lot. So I'll answer this one. Technically, nothing happens. So we actually have coaches join our team as coaches just to get the discount. And you will find when you sign up as a coach, that's how you're going to be signing people up. Because as a coach, you get that 25% discount and you only pay the $15.95 monthly fee. So it's kind of like a Costco membership. You pay for the membership, but you get crazy savings. And if people are ordering Shakeology every single month, they're saving money every single month. So if you don't hit that goal of signing up 3 to 5 people, nothing will happen except you will not be making a profit, and you'll still get that 25% discount, but you won't be growing your business.
Next question is, I have a lot of food allergies. If I can't use Shakeology, are there other options? So yes. So first off, they are certifying Shakeology or the vegan flavors as certified gluten-free, which is amazing. We have almost everything we have is plant-based. So we have versions of plant-based stuff for everything. So whether you are vegan or have a dairy allergy, we got you covered there. And then it really depends on the rest of your food allergies, but we have so many different products that you can pair. So we've got Energize, we've got Recover, we've got Beach Bars, we've got the 3-day refresh, we've got Bevies. So I don't know if I've ever had over the last 7 years, someone that I cannot find something that they can have of ours. But I would definitely chat with your coach if you do have specific food allergies, and we can figure out the ingredients to see if there is something that will work for you.
And to piggyback off that, because this is also another question when people ask that, is the meal plans. So all of our meal plans and our meal programs, those can be tailored to fit any food allergy that you might have. It's just clean eating. So if you have any allergies or anything, you don't have to eat that. Or if you are vegan, both the 2B Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix have vegan versions of the meal plan.
What if you don't have a huge weight loss journey to show people? Do you know of any coaches that have still been successful without having a big transformation?
Yeah.
Jenna, you want to take that one?
I mean, I have still so much to share. I mean, even, I think when I got started, I probably only had around like 10 to 15 pounds to lose, but it was so much more than just that external transformation. It was internal. I was a mom of 2. I was busy, and I noticed so many more things change than just my physical transformation. It was my energy levels, learning new recipes. My family was loving all the new recipes, and there was so much more to share than just that side-by-side transformation of getting abs or getting shredded. But so all of it kind of came together, and being able to help other moms who needed the energy, who wanted to find that community like I did, that was definitely what I was sharing.
And I'm not somebody who hasn't had a big transformation. I still have a lot of weight to lose after my 3rd baby, but I do have a lot of clients who have joined my team and have joined my boot camps who don't have any weight to lose. And it's more so about gaining confidence. And I had this epiphany the other day. I was talking to my neighbor who she is just a bombshell. She looks incredible. And we were at our neighborhood pool, and she was like, I can't even tell you the last time I wore a 2-piece. And I'm just like, but you look amazing. You look incredible. And she's like, but I don't feel that way. So it's not always just about losing weight. It's about so much more than that too.
Yeah, I cannot stress that enough. And also Beachbody's motto is helping people live healthy, fulfilling lives. And healthy, fulfilling lives is not just about the number on the scale. I mean, it's learning to take care of yourself. It's actually being healthy on the inside out. So there's a lot of coaches in the business who have lost a ton of weight. There's a ton that haven't lost any weight. There's tons that have had to gain weight and are putting on muscle. Every journey is super inspiring. And you also have to remember, wherever you're at is probably what you'll attract. And if you don't have a lot of weight to lose, you're probably going to attract people in the same boat as you. And that's okay. Every single person needs someone that they can relate to. And not every coach in this business is relatable to every single person. And that's why it's nice to have variety.
So we only have 1 minute left or a couple minutes left anyway. So again, if you are ready to get started, make sure to email the coach that invited you to this webinar tonight. Tell us if you want to start with Shakeology or the Performance Line. We'll get you started right away. We'll also get you into that 645 boot camp. And then you can add any of your clients to that group as well, you into the deep end. Our goal is to help you earn a paycheck right away. We want you earning money your very first week as a coach. So that's what we're going to have you focused on.
Okay, you guys, that was the end of the call. They also mentioned again, that they are a top team. So they are the very high up. The MLM rep I'm going to have them blurred at the bottom was the one that makes them in the top 10. But anyways, I have 3 points that I kind of wanted to hit on before we end this. So she goes, we have coaches join our team just for the discount. And you will find when you sign up as a coach, this is how you will be signing people up. I question this because I have talked to you guys about this before, but very, very little, that I have witnessed people when they sign someone up, they won't tell them that they're signing them up as a coach, right? Like a rep. And then they will sign them up and just be like, oh yeah, you're a discount coach. So I'm like, is that what they're talking about or not? I don't know if that's what they meant by that. And then they talked about food allergies and the person not being able to use Shakeology and the fact that vegan Shakeology will soon be gluten-free. So I did look this up in the Beachbody FAQ. They actually do state that they are working on making their vegan Shakeology gluten-free. But if you actually go to their vegan Shakeology, it does not state gluten-free at all. And then if you actually look at the allergen statement on the, I believe this is a chocolate vegan Shakeology, but it says it on all of them. It says the product is manufactured in a plant that also processes milk, egg, fish, shellfish, tree nuts, wheat, peanuts, and soy ingredients. So if you're someone with celiac, I know for me, I don't have celiac, but I have a gluten allergy. I try and not even use products that have this. That's just my personal preference because if it's made in a place with wheat, you know, you could easily have cross-contamination. Clearly, I go to restaurants and stuff like that. When you go to a restaurant, you're bound to get cross-contamination when it comes to your food. You can tell people you're gluten-free. Maybe they'll use a separate fryer or they will, you know, plate something with a glove on when they plate your stuff versus using the gloves touching like the stuff that has wheat in it. But personally, I don't and wouldn't use this product. When I tried Shakeology, my personal experience, I would bloat really bad and be in a lot of pain. It got rough, y'all. It got rough for me. So it's still not gluten-free yet. And in my opinion, if you do have an allergy or anything like that, talk to your doctor, please. These people are not doctors. They're not even dietitians. They're none of that. So please take what they say with a grain of salt. In my opinion, I would check with the doctor before you try certain products, especially again, if you're someone with like celiac, not having these products is really important. If you don't know what celiac is, it's really important for people who are allergic to wheat, but these people who have celiac are allergic to it on another level. Like it affects your everyday life when you're having, or if you have celiac, and there's a bunch of bad things that can happen with your body during those times. So you don't want to even accidentally come in contact with something like this just by listening to some reps being like, well, soon it'll be certified. Well, it's not. And even when it gets certified, are they what? Just going to certify it because technically it doesn't have gluten in it, but it's made in a facility with wheat. So are they getting it certified that way? Or are they starting to make this Shakeology, the gluten-free one that they want to make gluten-free? Are they going to start making that in a different facility? Or are they going to make it gluten-free, but then still have that allergen statement on it? Because people that have celiac and stuff still need to be warned about these things. So please check with your doctor. So that is going to be all for today's video. I know it was a really long one, but thank you for the person who sent this to me. You guys are awesome when you send me calls that you want me to look over and see if it's something that we should talk about here. And I thought this one was important with a lot of the things that they were saying. And I thought it was intriguing and I thought that we would watch it because I love watching these recruitment calls. I think these recruitment calls show a lot for the MLM reps and the MLM itself. I think that it really showcases a lot of like how these top reps work, right? How they maneuver themselves, how they get people to join them. What are the exact things that they say in calls like this to get people to join? So thought that would be interesting to react to. So don't forget to leave a like and a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in Friday's video. And if not, just Friday. If you follow me on my vlog channel or subscribe to me on my vlog channel, I will see you guys this Wednesday. And we have a really exciting video going up on the vlog channel this Wednesday that I'm really hyped for. So I will check you out over there. If not, I will see you guys on Friday.